On tonight's show, the OC Sheriff's Office has announced a big win against gang-related crime.
Plus, one of President Trump's closest allies in the White House is being replaced. Find out who and why.
And Bill Cosby's sexual assault just got very serious, and there's even talk of jail time. The juicy details as OC News starts now. Thanks for joining us at OC News. I'm Alyssa Ruiz.
And I'm Shannon McKercher.
OC News is brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton. We begin with breaking news tonight. As we come on the air, the Orange County Sheriff's Department and California Department of Justice have announced dozens of arrests and seizures relating to one of the largest gang takedowns with ties to the Mexican Mafia. Our reporter, Zach Slopemaker, is live with more. Zach?
That's right, guys, and they're calling it Operation Scarecrow. It was a three-pronged effort that happened from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the Department of Justice, and CHP. Now, all of this stemmed from an actually open homicide case that happened last year during Christmas time at a home in San Juan Capistrano. It was the leads of that case that eventually led to the successful operation, and it was quite successful. Let me list some of the things they seized from this. 36 firearms. They arrested 85 people. Some of them already had warrants out for their arrest. 14 pounds of meth, 3 pounds of heroin, two stolen weapons, counterfeit money, card readers, 2 stolen vehicles, and over $40,000 of illegal money, stuff that they didn't obtain themselves. Now, this is a huge thing they got from this seizure, but one of the most important things they got was information. And some of the information they got actually was able to stop a homicide that occurred in Placentia, was supposed to occur in Placentia this morning. That's super important because information from what the district attorney had said was important that they got. Now, this is a huge win for Orange County and the Orange County Sheriff's Department because we all feel a little bit safer knowing 85 people and some people that still have yet to be convicted are going to be going to jail. Let's hope this stays up, guys. And this is Zach Slowmaker with OC News.
In the latest White House shakeups, former federal prosecutor Ty Cobb is retiring from President Trump's legal team. Press Secretary Sanders confirmed that Emmett Flood, who represented Bill Clinton during his impeachment process, will be replacing him. Cobb joined the legal team in July of 2017 and has reportedly been clashing with Trump over his tweets regarding the special counsel's investigation.
A political shakeup with the Korea's trouble for immigrants and a former president released from prison. Tony Fan has more on World News.
A lot has been going on in the Koreas. The two have successfully agreed to a peace deal, and North Korea could make an important political move within this next month.
It has only been less than a week after North and South Korea signed a peace treaty, and the North is looking to shut down its nuclear facilities in May. South Korea released a statement saying they will keep U.S. troops in their country even though a peace treaty is signed. Technically, the two Koreas are still at war, but Korea's leader, Kim Jong-un, has demanded that U.S. troops withdraw from the South as one of the conditions for the North to give up its nuclear weapons. When the two leaders of the Koreas met last week, there was no discussion of the withdrawal of U.S. forces. They did declare they want to put an end to the Korean conflict. Former President of Peru, Ollanta Humala, and his wife have been released from prison. Prosecutors will investigate their alleged involvement in the multi-million-dollar scheme. The two were sent to prison last summer for allegedly taking money from a Brazil-based construction company that admitted to bribing many politicians in Latin America. Peru's Constitution Court stated, since prosecutors did not formally press charges, that is a violation of their due process. Much of the corruption within the Peruvian politics has called for a closer look at the country's political elites. Tijuana, Mexico is in the spotlight at the moment for holding immigrants at the border crossing. Hundreds sit outside after U.S. officials said they did not have space to process them. Nearly 150 migrants have traveled through Mexico in a caravan to escape persecution back home. The Trump administration is firm about cracking down on illegal immigration and says these asylum claims are fake. Trump tweeted last week saying he did not want these large caravans of people into the country and that it was a disgrace. However, under international treaties signed by the U.S. government, they are required to allow foreigners to apply for asylum.
Thomas Hain, a former attorney for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, says, quote, many of the migrants coming in are from Central America. They're fleeing gangs, drug cartels, or other violence. but fearing for one's life isn't a reason enough for asylum, end quote. That's it for today's World News. I'll toss it over to Amanda Palacios with more immigrants and workers' rights.
In Los Angeles, demonstrators flooded the streets for the annual May Day rally.
May Day, are you fired up?
We are brave people.
We are marching for our futures.
Union advocates and immigrants marched side by side to fight for workers' rights and unjust deportation.
What May Day has always been about for Los Angeles is bringing our beautiful community together to tell our whole story.
Now, United States citizens are being arrested and detained by ICE agents.
Advocates hope that voters will participate in the next election to replace lawmakers with immigrant-friendly policymakers.
This is not okay, and that is why we are here to march for workers, for our families, but unlike the rich, we are not marching only for our own self-interest, we are marching for everyone.
Everyone was there to march indeed, as there were crowds of 30,000 people marching from MacArthur Park to Grand Park. Protesters hope this rally will make an impact and improve working conditions for workers everywhere. Reporting for OC News, I'm Amanda Palacios.
Former NBC anchor Tom Brokaw is facing accusations of sexual misconduct by 3 different women. On Tuesday, Variety reported that more than 100 current and former NBC News female employees signed a letter supporting the accusations. Brokaw denied his first accusation by former NBC correspondent and Fox News anchor Linda Vester in an email where he called Vester a liar. NBC remains on Brokaw's side and continues to support him, and according to the New York Post, does not plan to investigate the accusations.
Comedian Bill Cosby is now a convicted sex offender. He could spend the rest of his life behind bars. Our reporter Tyra Majors has more on the story.
Bill Cosby, 3 words for you. Guilty, guilty, guilty.
Some of Bill Cosby's accusers are celebrating after a jury found him guilty on 3 counts of aggravated sexual assault. The man we all know as America's dad was left this note on his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and it says it all. Cosby, who is 80 years old, was sent home to his Philadelphia mansion with an ankle bracelet on $1 million bail until a judge decides if he will spend the rest of his life in prison. The jury found that the comedian drugged and sexually assaulted Andrea Constant, a former employee at Temple University 14 years ago. Some believe justice has been served.
Also a victory for womanhood, and it is a victory for all sexual assault survivors, female and male.
His attorney, not so much.
We don't think Mr. Cosby is guilty of anything, and the fight is not over. Thank you.
Temple University, Cosby's alma mater, has revoked an honorary degree given to him more than 2 decades ago, following the verdict. Here's what's next for Cosby. A sentencing hearing has not been scheduled. There isn't a date set, but it could be in the next 60 to 90 days. He faces up to 30 years in prison, 10 years for each account. This is Tyra Majors with OC News.
Bill Cosby has also had honorary degrees revoked from USC, Brown, and Yale. It's the first time ever Yale has revoked an honorary degree in the college's 300-year history.
Things are really heating up for Bill Cosby. Well, coming up, we have more news from Tinseltown in our entertainment report.
Plus, the E. coli breakout is turning deadly. Find out which foods to stay away from.
Behind every seat is a story. Behind every story is the reason for transparency.
just when you thought lettuce was a safe and healthy alternative. CNN reports that one person has died from an E. coli breakout linked to romaine lettuce. The death occurred in California, but the outbreak started in Yuma, Arizona. The Center for Disease Control reported that 23 cases of the illness have been reported, making for a total of 121 since March when the outbreak began. Many people have reportedly experienced liver failure. We now go to our reporter Cheryl Posadas, who has more. Cheryl?
I actually found that they were serving this on campus, so make sure you ask where the lettuce is from. The CDC has suggested that you ask where it's from, that you also make sure that it's not from Yuma, Arizona. Some symptoms of E. coli include diarrhea, vomiting, or stomach cramps. So make sure when you go to restaurants or grocery stores, the source of the lettuce does not come from Yuma, Arizona. I'm Cheryl Posadas reporting for OC News.
The Boy Scouts of America doubled down Wednesday on its journey to become the scouting organization choice for girls and boys. Boy will be dropped from the name of its signature program. Back in October, BSA announced it would provide programs for girls. Chief Scout Executive Mike Sirba unveiled the group's Scout Me In marketing campaign aiming at promoting inclusiveness, said, quote, "As we enter a new era for our organization, it is important that all youth can see themselves in scouting in every way possible," end quote.
Skid Row is ground zero for the homeless population, and many organizations are giving a helping hand. A CSUF student shows us that you're never too young to give back. Our reporter Jessica Cardenas has the story.
Manuel Miranda and Sydney Martinez attend Cal State Fullerton, but they aren't your average students. At the young age of 21, the two have managed to make a difference at the epicenter of the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles.
Just decided that we needed to make a change somehow.
Along with their longtime friend, Nick Monares, the college students founded their very own donation-based organization named Give in CLA.
Like, these are all the people that have donated.
The founders pick up the donations and redistribute it to the homeless at Skid Row.
You just take a drive down Skid Row, like, think about all the things you have that other people don't have. Think about all the things like you can get easily that other people would never get in their life.
Clothes, blankets, and other necessities are just some of the items that are delivered here every month.
It's definitely changed my perspective on life, on stress, on everything. I think it's definitely life-changing.
They felt moved by the increasing homeless population and took it upon themselves to give back.
I ended up going home more grateful. So I just want everybody to get rid of that mentality of that if I'm just one person, I can't change nothing. But so far today, I feel like I've changed about 30 lives.
Although serving the homeless in the streets of LA is rewarding, they feel it's not enough.
I don't want to say I feel worse every time I leave, but I definitely feel more frustrated that, like, I'm on a smaller platform and I can do this, but at the same time, somebody on a bigger platform can do more. So I want to get to that platform where I can actually do something.
Yeah. They hope to get funded to provide housing, water fountains, food, and long-term support so that one day there isn't a Skid Row.
Idealistically, we want to get rid of Skid Row. Yeah. And it might seem idealistic, but if people really want to do something about it on a big platform, we can get rid of it. So we want to get to that platform.
These students are doing everything they can at Skid Row, and with their efforts, they're already making a change.
And now we go to Jessica Cardenas, who has the latest on entertainment news.
What's up, you guys? I'm Jessica Cardenas. I'm so excited that our favorite boy band from the 90s finally got their star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. And Kanye West is making headlines once again, but this time he's under national fire. Let's take a look. Well, hello, May, and hello to NSYNC's reunion. 20 years since releasing their debut smash, I Want You Back, the iconic group united to unveil their star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. The former band members paid tribute to their loved ones who were there by their side at the height of the group's career. And if that doesn't make you I don't know what will. In other entertainment news, rapper and designer Kanye West finally broke his silence after making headlines left and right this week. Tuesday brought us two Kanyes. He revealed some pretty shocking revelations in his recent tell-all interview with Charlemagne the God. The second was a Kanye who had this to say during his TMZ interview.
I understand I think I'm in a stronger place than I ever was after the breakdown, or I like to say the breakthrough.
Hip hop, but I'm not just in hip hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but you hear about slavery for 400 years. For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice.
As his words lit Twitter on fire, Kanye tried to explain what he meant by stating that, quote, "We are mentally enslaved," and, quote, "We need free thought now." Kanye West's remarks have outraged other artists and his fans. He's even got many thinking it might be a publicity stunt for his new album. Let's hope that's not true. That's all I have for today. I'll send it back to you, ladies.
Need a new Sunday Funday activity? Well, the Melrose Trading Post might just be what you have in mind. Food, live music, and shopping. Our reporter Gabriela Castanilla has more.
You need a new Sunday Funday idea? Well, how about seeing some live music, eating some good food, and finding inexpensive clothing for a small fee of only $3? Well, all of this will be happening every Sunday until the end of this year at the Melrose Trading Post at Fairfax High School in Los Angeles.
There's so many different vendors here that it's great to find unique items and handmade goods that you wouldn't normally find in a big box store.
When you go, you will find an overwhelming amount of antique items, toys, artwork, clothing, video games, and probably every item you can imagine. The trading ground is giving back to the students at Fairfax High School while helping creative business owners like Rosalind Zhang to give them a chance to expand their passions.
It's primarily been like an internet business for me, online doing sales, so it's nice to have like a physical location to meet people in person. I've definitely met like retailers who reach out later and will carry my stuff in the future, so it's a good way to meet people.
Unique seems to be the word that everyone uses to describe their experience while at the Trading Post.
This is like my 6th time coming here. Every time I come to LA, then I come to this spot right here. My favorite part about coming here is just getting out. It's nice weather out. Everybody's friendly, social. Find new things that you can't find in stores. Everything is like just unique. So you won't find something that anybody else has or wearing.
So what better way to spend your Sunday than helping out local students while finding hidden treasures for yourself? I'm Gabriela Castanilla, reporting for OC News.
A video of a young woman going to prom has gone viral. Find out why this video has everyone feeling so inspired.
Stay tuned. We've got the latest on trending news next.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
It has been mighty cloudy outside. Let's check in with our weather guy, Larry, to see when the sun will shine again.
Well, all I got to say is Mother Nature came through dripping. Drip, drip, hey, came through dripping. And we just don't know why. So in saying that, I had to check in with Mother Nature and say, hey, what's up? You know, me and her very close, so I call her Little Mama. So I had, hey, Little Mama, how you doing? What's going on? She said, you know what, Larry, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I said, you know what? I'm going to make up for that. So when I go into work tomorrow, I'm going to be on top of the weather. So here we are today. Let's look at this current temperature. We are at 66 with a low of 58. Wind is at 9 miles an hour. Humidity around 59%. We don't know nothing about that. We ain't got to worry about that. Sunrise in the morning is at 6:01 a.m. Sunset tonight will be at 7:36. Let's move on. Let's see what we got here. Ooh! Some trouble in the west, in the Midwest, I meant to say. Over there, you see that red there? That means possible and likely for some tornadoes and thunderstorms and all types of craziness going on. We see there up in Oklahoma, Dallas, down in San Antonio, we just got a lot going on. That purple means very likely. It's been a lot going on over there. They're experiencing tornadoes and things of that nature, and we just want to make sure that everybody stays safe. So please check your local listings. If we look at our next picture we have here, tornado, there it is. Giving credit to @_tilt. He has a beautiful picture there, but we don't want to be anywhere near that beautiful scene, okay? Let's look at our next slide here. Boom, there we go. We see the tail of the tornado touching ground. Over here in the West Coast, we like to call that groundbreaking, okay? Because we know something about earthquakes, but they ain't got nothing to do with them, so we just want to make sure everybody stays safe. So you see it out there, run, seek shelter, do what you got to do, okay? Let's see what we got next. Boom. If we do not run and do shelter and things of that nature, this is what we are seeing. We are so sad to see that people are losing their homes, businesses, restaurants, and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, we all got to seek to be safe. So please check your news and make sure that we're up on that. Let's see what we got next here. 5-day forecast. Mother Nature seems like she's feeling a little good tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be at a high of 75, low of 55. Friday, it's going to be sunny, high of 88, low of 59. She must be feeling really good on Saturday because she upped it by 1 temperature. 89 with a low of 55 on Sunday. It's sunny again, 79, low of 57. And then on Monday, we have a high of 79 with a low of 58. So in saying that, that's our 5-day forecast. Now we go over to Gabby telling us about our school's transition to sustainable energy. Gabby, what you got for us?
Yes, thank you, Larry. So back in June of 2016, CSUF first implemented solar panels by putting them on the parking structures. Now they're expanding the use of solar panels by putting in charging stations all around campus. If you take a look over here at the charging station, you'll see there's a USB port and a regular charger. But notice that you can only charge mobile devices, nothing else, nothing like laptops. It can only handle up to 300 watts. Let you know with its meter how much it's been charged by the sun. This is just one of many ways that CSUF is changing their ecological footprint and trying to lower it. There's only a couple charging stations around campus, but they plan on implementing more by the end of the spring. I'm gonna hang out and charge my phone for a little bit. Back to you guys at the studio.
A teen gets blasted online for wearing a prom dress, and a young Walmart sensation gave an amazing performance at the biggest country festival this weekend. Who was it? We have Regina to update us on the hottest topics happening on social media. Regina?
Thank you, Sharon. Hey guys, for you social media fanatics, I'm here to catch you up on the latest trends that are happening right now.
Avengers: Infinity War is the new record holder at the domestic box office. The movie made $250 million at the end of Sunday in the US and Canada, which made it the new first weekend record, surpassing Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's made $380 million from overseas markets for a total of $630 million worldwide. That's the biggest global first weekend in the history of film. It was only fair that the official Star Wars Twitter account would publicly tweet and congratulate the Avengers by passing its lightsaber in honor of it.
Spoil the movie for those who haven't seen it. Just know that this movie is a must-see. Also, the new Han Solo movie is coming out, so you might want to go and check that out too. In other news, Stagecoach was a huge success this past weekend, but who did the crowd go wild for?
You might recognize him by his famous yodeling performance at Walmart. Mason Ramsey immediately became a social media sensation, but it wasn't until Florida Georgia Line brought him out on stage at the Country Coachella that he drew even more thunderous claps than the Florida Georgia Line's other big surprise guests. Tweets about him were even praising his appearance and his new single, Famous.
Wow, Wow, to think I was already upset for not going to Stagecoach and missing out on Florida Georgia Line's performance, but now the yodeling Walmart kid too? Mason Ramsey has gone from Walmart to Stagecoach in less than a month. Someone please get me a belt buckle because my Walmart concert starts in 20. And for our last trending topic, an 18-year-old high school senior gets accused on social media for cultural appropriation and racism because she wore a traditional Chinese dress. She later denied the accusations and simply replied that her intentions were not to be racist, she just wore the dress because she liked it. Embracing other cultures seems to be a hot topic. Now we go to Murray Sanada, who talks about trending foods in Japan.
Japan is not only about Japanese food. Japan has a diverse food culture, and the arrival of new popular stores from America always causes a long line of twin seekers in Japan. Especially, food and drinks from California increased the numbers in recent years. Nihonbashi has the coffee bean and tea leaf. Harajuku has the pie hole, Los Angeles. And Kichijoji has another new store that serves American food.
I came to Fast the San Franciscan. This restaurant just opened up this February.
Behind the door, there was a space where you can feel an atmosphere in America with this cheerful owner and the smell of the juicy hamburger.
This is Pat's lunch burger. Looks so good. I'm gonna eat this.
But this huge hamburger doesn't tell enough about this place.
We celebrate the diversity of California and San Francisco. So we have food from all the neighborhoods. We have tacos from the Mission. We have the Italian pasta from Nob Hill. And we have dim sum from Chinatown.
This might be the reason why. American food and drink places have been popular in Japan because people seek places to experience different cultures. What comes next?
There are big plans for the city of Anaheim to bring in a massive wave of art and education. At this moment, there is a team of people working hard to make sure these plans unfold. Our reporter, Mark Chamali, finds out more about what all the excitement is behind Anaheim's future.
The city of Anaheim has had an undeniable wave of culture when it comes to food, music, and art over the last few years. The Anaheim Packing District brings in food from all over the world, and the new House of Blues at Garden Walk brought the largest collection of folk art to the West Coast. Today, we have the Anaheim Performing Arts Center Foundation, a group of like-minded individuals who aim to bring, you guessed it, a state-of-the-art performing arts center here in our backyard. The Anaheim Performing Arts Center, also known as APAC, will be the largest performing arts center on the West Coast, competing in size with places like the monumental Lincoln Center. There will be 3 different buildings dedicated to performance: the Concert Hall, which seats 2,000, the Opera House, which seats 1,800, and the Black Box Theater, an experimental concert hall which will seat 600 people. Jerry Fuentes, the fundraising coordinator for APAC, explains what will separate this performing arts center from the rest.
The Performing Arts Center of Anaheim will specifically capitalize on creating new and unique content specifically in the center. So it will be an educational center, a creative center, as well as bringing art in general from around the world to Orange County.
The Anaheim Performing Arts Center will be complete with restaurants, bars, and plenty of office space for rent with sky-high views. For more information, or to make a donation or attend a fundraising event, visit apacf.org. I'm Mark Chamali, reporting for OC News.
As if there wasn't enough reasons to go to Disneyland this summer, Disney's Pixar Fest is the place to be for Disney and Pixar lovers. Pixar Fest brings cute decorations, amazing food, and wonderful entertainment. Our reporter Jory was able to get an inside look at what Pixar Fest has to offer.
The Disneyland Resort in California is hosting its first ever Pixar Fest, celebrating all the favorite Pixar movies such as Toy Story, Inside Out, and Monsters, Inc. Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure has been transformed into one big party. The resort has been decorated with Pixar colors, pictures of some of the favorite Pixar characters, And California Adventure's Cars Land even got in on the fun with funny posters and even familiar friends waiting to greet you. Of course, Disney brings you memorable food to commemorate the celebration. There are many different churros, plus coco tres leches, and even an alien macaroon. Speaking of aliens, Tomorrowland's restaurant Pizza Port has been changed to Pizza Planet, just like the one in Toy Story. The Toy Story aliens have overtaken the restaurant with different decorations and food. Don't forget all the new merchandise that you can buy. Plus, the party continues with the entertainment. The old favorites came back with a Pixar Play Parade at Disneyland and the nighttime parade, Paint the Night at California Adventure. And the grand finale is the Together Forever Fireworks Spectacular, lighting up above and on the Sleeping Beauty Castle. If you want to join the fun, Pixar Fest will be at the Disneyland Resort until September 3rd. This is Jory for OC News.
After not being able to walk for almost a year, a student gave her prom date the best surprise of the night. 18-year-old Morgan, who goes by Momo on Twitter, suffers from conversation disorder, which affects the nervous system. She shared a video of her standing at the front door, taking a few steps toward her date. She tweeted, quote, "After not being able to walk with my own 2 legs for 10 months, I surprised my prom date with this," end quote. This beautiful moment was captured on video, which has been viewed over 13 million times since Saturday.
And that's all the news we have for you on our very last episode of Wednesday's OC News class.
It has been a fun ride, and we'd like to give a special thanks to our productions manager, Araj Shadaram, media coordinator, Jeffrey Witten, and media production specialist, Nathan Jeffers.
And another huge thanks to our director, Wendy Garcia, technical director, Lucas Dermergichian, audio technician, Robbie King, graphics, Chris Razik, and editor, Javelin Bolka. And especially to our executive producer, Melissa Vega, and faculty advisor, Jesus Ayala. Without them, we wouldn't have this show. Thank you to all. Thank you for all of your guidance. And congrats to our graduating seniors. And as always, you can join the conversation by following all of our social media. At OC News, CSUF.
I'm Melissa Ruiz.
And I'm Shannon McKercher. Have a good night.
OC News is sponsored in part by Univision Communications, Southwest Airlines, and Casanova McCann.